Making a movie is challenging and requires a lot of determination. Pre-production, principal photography, and post-production all present their own unique challenges. It's practically a miracle when a film is completed because of how many people and moving pieces are involved. The biggest challenge, however, comes after a feature film has been completed. It needs to find an audience. Many of the flicks that don't appeal to the masses simply don't have much to offer fans of cinema, but a small number of them are brilliant and tragically miss their chance at reaching people. So with that in mind then, I'm Ellie with What Culture, here with 10 films you didn't watch, but should. Number 10. Florence Foster Jenkins. Florence Foster Jenkins tells the story of a woman who has long loved music. It means everything to her. Unfortunately, she possesses very little musical ability. However, she has no clue how talentless she is because everyone that's close to her says she's marvelous. Over time, Florence develops a working relationship with a young pianist who has difficulty dealing with her terrible voice, but they become friends anyway. Florence decides to share her work with more people, but when she performs for a wider audience, she is poorly received. The people closest to Florence do their best to protect her and encourage her, but the truth is still painful. The film is admittedly quite predictable, but the emotional journey it takes viewers on is undeniably worth it. Meryl Streep has a remarkable ability to elevate films that are otherwise forgettable. Her performance as Florence adds so much heart and passion to the movie and makes it one to remember. Beyond that, there are plenty of heartwarming moments that are guaranteed to make people smile. Additionally, some scenes might cause waterworks because of the disappointment Florence faces. All in all, it's a very human story that remains engaging throughout and is sure to make an emotional impact on those who watch. Number 9. The Way Back. Inspired by true events, The Way Back follows the struggles of a small group of prisoners being held by Soviet forces during World War II. The film stars Jim Sturgis, Ed Harris, Saoirse Ronan and Colin Farrell, all of whom give remarkable performances. The human will to survive is incredibly strong, and the characters they play clearly demonstrate that fact. Early on in the film, the prisoners decide to escape the camp they are being held in and find a place of freedom. Things don't go quite according to plan, and their journey is full of unforeseen perils. The struggles of this small group of people is inspirational and motivating, but it isn't without heartbreak. It's difficult to watch at certain points, but it's well worth it if you can commit to it. The beauty and terror these individuals face on their quest for freedom is not easily forgotten. The cinematography powerfully highlights the aloneness everyone battles as they travel through barren wastelands towards salvation. On top of that, Peter Weir's directing is incredible. He manages to get personal performances out of the whole cast and orchestrates many intense and gripping scenes. It makes for a powerful film and one of the best survival stories ever told. Number 8. The Aftermath. The Aftermath is a fascinating film that centres on Lewis and Rachel Morgan, a British colonel and his wife, played by Jason Clarke and Keira Knightley, as they move into a home that was previously occupied by a German family. The story is set just after the end of the Second World War, and Germans are being forced to allow Brits to move into their homes during the reconstruction of Hamburg. Lewis allows the home's previous owner, Stefan Lubert, and his daughter to continue to live in the house as long as they stay in the attic. Rachel is unhappy with this choice as she holds great resentment towards Germans. Time goes on and Rachel crosses paths with Stefan more frequently. In doing so, she discovers he isn't a heartless evil man like she first thought. Because of the strained relationship Lewis and Rachel have, she begins to develop feelings for Stefan. Life becomes difficult and messy from that point as drama increases and hearts are pulled in different directions. Thanks to compelling performances from all involved, the movie stirs up conflicting emotions and captivates viewers from start to finish. It's a challenging story that highlights just how difficult it is to live in the world and make sense of it. Number 7. Fences. Stage plays don't automatically make great films when translated to the screen. It takes a skilled director to bring the story to life in a new art form. Denzel Washington met the challenge and delivered an excellent performance not only as the film's director but also as one of its leading actors. The story that's told in Fences is powerful, soulful and emotional. It requires dedicated and purposeful performances from all cast members in order to be truly compelling. Denzel got exactly that from his co-stars, especially Viola Davis, which comes as no surprise based on how her career has gone. Each scene is as formidable as the last, as Denzel's Troy and Viola's Rose try to teach their son valuable lessons while simultaneously battling their own demons. The entire family struggles through lots of pain and stress, and it paints a vivid picture of how difficult life can be. The emotional turmoil the family goes through, Rose especially, is palpable, thanks to how finely acted the drama is. This is a film that sticks in the mind for a long time, which is something not many films can boast about. Number 6. The Green Knight. In his take on this Arthurian legend, director David Lowery artfully reimagines Gawain's tale. The version he presents is totally unique, full of wonder and suspense. Dev Patel's Gawain is different from what many people are used to from the hero. He's untested in battle, frightened and unsure of his place in the world. When the Green Knight, played by the excellent Ralph Ineson, offers a challenge to any of Arthur's knights, Gawain answers in the hopes of proving himself. This leads him on a dangerous quest to find the Green Chapel, where he encounters many different people on the road. Each interaction teaches him a lesson and pushes him to become more honourable. Gawain doesn't succeed every time though, and occasionally he falls short of what's expected from a knight. The way the story is communicated is an absolute treat. The cinematography is hauntingly beautiful and the music is chilling. This soundscape has one of the most creative atmospheres in recent memory, thanks to the excellent sound design and mixing. Number 5. Boy Erased. Gay conversion therapy is a dangerous and damaging thing. If there was ever any doubt about that, seeing it presented on film makes that point abundantly clear. Telling difficult stories like this one requires humility, respect, and dedication from everyone involved. Lucas Hedges brilliantly plays Jared Amons and is supported by talented actors including Nicole Kidman, Russell Crowe, and Joel Edgerton, who also wrote and directed the movie. Boy Erased is based on the true story of a young homosexual man who was forced by his father to join a conversion therapy program. Jared's time there is full of horror as he and others are subject to various forms of abuse. Their treatment is entirely unhelpful and only serves to hurt them and make them feel alone. It's really depressing and disheartening to see, but important to understand what so many young men and women have been unfairly put through. Although much of the film is bleak, there are moments that are touching and hopeful. The few characters in the film who have empathetic and understanding hearts serve as a great example of those watching. The film serves as a reminder for us to be kind to people that are different from us, because it can make a world of difference for them. Number 4. First Reformed. Despair is something people try to avoid, but it inevitably presents itself from time to time. Paul Schrader's First Reformed takes a good look at how despair affects the human mind and spirit. The film centres on a pastor named Ernst Toller, played by Ethan Hawke, and his crisis of faith after discovering some troubling information from a person in his community. What he learns causes him to doubt his faith and let despair outweigh hope. It's a humbling and refreshingly honest portrayal of how a lot of people experience their spiritual lives. Schrader isn't afraid to wrestle with uncertainty or explore painful feelings. This makes the film so much easier to relate to and think deeply about. Most films that centre on faith spell answers out for the viewer in simple terms, but that is not often true to life and people's experiences. The difficulty and messiness of First Reforms are what make it so compelling. Beyond the film's excellent story, Ethan Hawke and Amanda Seyfried both give remarkable performances, and the cinematography beautifully conveys feelings of being trapped and lost thanks to its 4:3 aspect ratio and stationary framing with deep focus. Number 3. Locke. This brilliant movie takes place almost entirely inside a single car driven by one man. Despite the simple setting, it maintains a firm grip on viewers as it pulls them into the drama and tension. The film begins with Ivan Locke, excellently played by Tom Hardy, getting in his car and leaving a construction site he is the foreman of. He's supposed to oversee the largest concrete pour of his career the next day, but he instead leaves Birmingham and travels to London to witness the birth of his child. The difficult truth is that this new child is the product of an affair. Ivan uses the time he has on the trip to call and explain himself to everyone this birth will affect. He makes phone calls to his family, construction team, and the mother of his new child, all of whom are distressed for different reasons. Each call is more tense than the last. The drama and suspense climb and remain high all throughout the film, thanks to absolutely stunning vocal performances by all the supporting members of the cast. Every aspect of this film is perfectly executed and makes for a totally unique cinematic experience. Number 2. Anthropoid. Anthropoid follows the plot to assassinate Reinhard Heydrich, a high-ranking German SS and the principal architect of the final solution. The movie is unbearably tense at moments and commands complete and undivided attention from viewers. Cillian Murphy delivers an outstanding performance as Josef Gabčík and is accompanied by Jamie Dornan, who does an excellent job portraying Jan Kubiš. Josef and Jan are charged with the mission of bringing down Heydrich, and the road that leads them there is full of hardship, but they refuse to give in until their mission is complete. There are multiple scenes full of heart-pounding action that puts viewers on the edge of their seats. Anthropoid is a tremendous work of art all across the board though. The supporting cast is captivating, all of them giving stunning performances that help raise the stakes. The film editing always heightens the emotions and tension of each scene and even induces panic during a few specific moments. The cinematography and visual style are both beautiful and engaging, often making use of handheld to put viewers right alongside the characters. Number 1. The Hunter. Willem Dafoe's entire career more than speaks for itself, so it goes without saying that he is incredible in this film as well. The Hunter has largely gone unnoticed by movie fans, and that's a real shame because it's absolutely phenomenal. The movie centres on a man named Martin David, a mercenary who is sent to Tasmania by a military biotech company called Red Leaf. His mission is to track down and retrieve samples of a Tasmanian tiger so that Red Leaf can use its DNA for purposes that are not revealed to Martin. After gathering DNA, Martin's task is to eliminate all other Tasmanian tigers so rival corporations cannot compete with Red Leaf. Upon arriving in Tasmania and getting to work, Martin starts to make a few discoveries that are unsettling, and he decides to break his contract with Red Leaf. This takes the film in a whole new direction, full of mystery and intensity that continues to build as the film progresses. Beyond providing entertainment, The Hunter is also thought-provoking. Martin has to make some difficult decisions that are not always clear, and it's these moments that further solidify the film's grip on the audience and make it a movie to remember.